All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever, wherever you are in this big blue world. Today we have T8, and they are going to have to fight for their lives in order to make sure that this session goes on until so that this session doesn't get fucking cancelled. Okay. So let's go, boys. Come on, wake the fuck up. All right. So, uh, so when it comes to two, I was missing the intro. Okay, so we have gaps, HNS, and AVs, right? Gaps, HNS, and AVs. Okay, what's the difference between all three of these motherfuckers? Come on. No one knows. Different structure, more or less. Gap, not TL. Okay, good. It's fair enough, right? So one line setup. So we have this gaps. Let's explore gaps first, okay? When it comes to gaps, this is a same color first time. Good. I was waiting for that shit, man. Is this a good setup for you to entry? Yes. Why? Why? Why the fuck is it a good setup to entry? Fucking answer me. There's an IC. Correct. Okay. So I now want to ask you, what kind of trend line is this? 4-1, good. Okay, that was unrelated. I just wanted to ask you to make sure you guys are fucking alive. What trend line is this? 6, good. Next, gaps. Do the shit, right? So this is a good gap, right? So this is the perfect gap. Gap. The perfect gap. All right. It's the perfect example of a fucking gap. So these two candles, motherfuckers, listen to me, are called the creation candles. Okay? These two fuckers here are called the creation candles. Do you understand why they are called the creation candles? Can anyone use their brain today? Because they created the gap. They created the gap. Okay? These two beaches there, those two beaches there is what made the gap. What the fuck is a gap? What is a gap? Can anyone redefine a gap? What is a gap? A gap is the middle point between the mouth hits the ass. The two candles, okay? Two candles, the middle thing between the two same colored candles. All right. That is the creation candles. All right. So the quality of a gap can be defined as the quality of a gap can be defined by the size of the creation candles. Okay. So if the gap looks like this, this is low quality. Ignore. Understood? Why is it low quality? Why is it low quality? The balls is small. Okay, the creation candles are not large. But sir, how large must it be? That is a bit of instinct lah. But when you look at this shit, when you look at the candle, when you look at this stupid candle, you know that, oh shit, this is pretty fucking small. When you look at this, you're like, oh shit, this is smaller than my dick. And my dick is already small. Oh shit, you know? And so, no, you're not taking this shit, all right? You're not taking this shit. Is it small or is it big? It might have a good personality, but is it small or is this big? Is this small or is this big? Someone fucking answer me today. Small, okay? When you look at it, you're like, I don't think this is the best, you know? Okay? So if you can use your brain, all right, You can use your brain and you look at it, you're like, oh my God, girl, that is not nice, you know. Don't take it. Just don't take it. Okay. Next. This is the interaction candle. All three candles have to be big body. Correct. Yeah. Someone is using their brain today. Okay. This is the interaction candle. But sir, what is an interaction candle? Spin in circles, call yourself dumb, and please revise. Okay. Okay. So next, if you see a gap, it looks like this. Low quality. Ignore. Why? Why must we ignore this? Why? Tell me. Tell me. The thing is small. Okay? The signal, bro, your dicks are small. But this is smaller than your dick. Okay? So like, oh my god. No. Alright. So basically, it's like when you see it's all about okay, so that shit is small, all right. But sir, how small must it be? When you look at it, you don't feel nice looking at it, all right. When you look at it, you're like, oh my god, I don't I don't like this lady, you know. So come, let's find an example of this shit. This one. Can this gap be taken, boys and motherfucking girls? Can this gap be taken? No. Why? Why? See, small dick. So now you understand why instead of that gap, I took this trend line. Do you understand why I ignored that shit now? Can everyone fucking understand? Yes. Okay, is shit starting to make sense? Please tell me shit is starting to make sense. Please, God. All right. So there will be a time where this is a shit gap, right? This is a shit gap, and then it takes it and then it goes down. If that happens, I want you to go to sleep, okay, meet your wife, go talk to your children, all right, and go eat or go fucking do anything that is more productive than taking low quality gaps, bro. Okay, so don't take low quality gaps, bro. They break almost every single time. But at the time where I mean, what else is small dick gap? Okay, when you see a small dick gap, right, you think to yourself, oh my god, maybe T was lying, and then the next time you take a small dick gap and say, oh my god, T wasn't lying. Okay, so that is the process of every single person who becomes my student. Like, this is actually a good gap. Is it? Is it a good gap? Is it? So, yeah. Okay. Right? So, when you see this shit, you see the interaction candle is very small. Okay, the interaction candle is very small. It broke out, it touched it, the interaction is very small. No, it's just a small touched it. So, okay, so when the interaction candle is very small, this is the market illusion. Yeah, let's look at this. Okay, let's look at this shit. Right, this is a low quality gap, but it reacted. But it reacted. There's only two answers to this. Right, there's only two answers to this. Number one, different time frame setup. Two, it's fucking with you, and that's okay. Right. Let's look at it on the M30. Right. Lo and behold, lo and motherfucking behold, that low quality gap was what the fuck was it? below one line setup. So did it actually react from a low quality gap on H1? No, no, it didn't. It reacted from an M30 setup. Okay, so that is market illusion. When you think shit that's not supposed to work works, right? But it's either something else totally. It could be a trend line, it could be fucking other time frame setup, or it could just be fucking with you. Okay, so end of motherfucking story. When dicks are small, better to wait for marriage. Correct. Okay, I hope everyone understands that. Okay, what is marriage? Can anyone tell me what the fuck marriage is? No, don't give me a shit answer, please. Give me the market answer. SNRTL, okay? When you have, there's only 4 SNRs that you have to wait for a TL for. What are they? Classic BO, HNS, good, okay? So everyone's not dumb, okay? I love you guys. Cool. So that is the end of, yeah. Oh no, one more thing. The best is that, one candle. Last but not least, the third way to determine a perfect gap is by looking at shadow, the shadow of the interaction candle. Okay, if it looks like this, what the fuck? Put on there, man. Oh, okay, cool. If it looks like this, it's like you are debating with yourself. Did it touch? Did it touch or not? Or it just touched, like, let's say the gap looks like this, right? And then it only touched one shadow. Oh shit. Is this, wait, is it really? So when you have to ask yourself those kind of questions, all of that is low quality. Okay? So a good quality gap is a good quality gap. When you look at it, you love it. All right? When you look at it, you fall in love with it. And that's all there is to it. Okay? Awesome. Gaps, done. Time frame preference. It needs to go deep. Okay, time frame preference, last session. Can everyone stop asking me about time frames, please? Okay, do you guys want to know about H1, H4, and whatever the hell after this? No, not yet. Okay, let's focus on quality shit first. All right. Uh, so basically, look at the gaps. One. Okay. Right. Sorry. Let me read it first. Okay. 1 second. Let me read it first. Three candle must be not same size. The candle must be large. The candle must be large. The candle must be like adequately sized. Okay, it must be like 6 inches, but not. It doesn't have to be like. Okay, it just when you look at it, it's just not a doji. All right. So the candle must be three candles must be okay size. Okay. Number two, shadow must be have like a clear touch. It must be like properly red. Right. So a gap can be the quality of a gap can be determined by three things. Number one, CC size, creation candle size. Two, IC size. Number three, IC shadow, right? We must go deep into the gap, right? So if it's not there, it is not there. I don't fucking force setups, right? Cool. Next. I told you it's going to be a fucking long session. You guys don't want to believe me. Pieces of shit. Go for the furthest gap. Correct. I'll explain that right after I explain the AVs. Okay. Now we explain about right now I'm explaining about which setup to ignore. And then right after this, after I finish explaining about the other one line setups, we are going to understand which we are going to explore if there are many setups, which one do you take? All right. So right now we're exploring which setup to ignore. Okay. Size matters. Okay. Your balls and dick has to be proportional. Correct. Right. So right now we're exploring what to ignore. Alah, you wait lah. Just follow my fucking process. I don't have to explain my shit. Okay. Let's go, HNS and AVs. Okay, this, there will be a time in your life where, there won't be a time in your life when that happens. Okay, so HNS. The HNS has to look like this. Remember? Does everyone remember this year? The HNS one line setup. Yes, good. Okay, so when it comes to HNS and AVs, right? Does the first candle, if it doesn't follow the direction that you want it to go to, does it matter? No. Okay, it could be literally any color. It could be blue or red or fucking purple. Who the hell cares? All right. But as long as it touches with a fucking shadow, right? I'll show you this. So let's say this is your level, right? But price comes and then it breaks here. Then gives you a blue candle finally. Actually, you think that it's going to take this, but it's actually going to take this. You get this? Everyone understand? It has to touch with a fucking shadow. It has to do this. I love teaching. Ta-da! It has to do that. Okay? If it breaks with the body, it's about to turn into a different structure entirely. Okay? About to turn into something very, very different. Right? Cool. All right, girl. Rawr. Okay? So, cool. HNS. Okay? So HNS looks like that. Okay. But sir, I was wondering, what the fuck were you wondering? So you were wondering if this is the HNS, right? And then you were wondering if instead you could take this. And then put there. No, that doesn't work. Okay, that is inconsistent. And if that works, that's probably either a different time frame setup or it's just trying to fuck with you. Okay? Awesome. IC always has to be in the middle. Correct. It cannot be on the left. If it's on the left, it's turning into a breakout set. If it's on the right, it's turning into literally nothing. It's probably reacting to something else over there. Okay? IC forms in the head. Correct. IC has to form in the head. You, when you first interact with the girl, do you interact with in your head first, or do you interact with your hands? Of course, in your head first, right? Okay. So you are going to have to make sure the HNS IC in the head. Okay, not in your balls, not in your dick yet. Okay, thank you. Okay, so awesome. So next, AV. Right the side. That's what usually that's we usually have one line. I actually haven't explored that. I have not explored the one line setup BHNS. So like if you guys want to explore that shit, go ahead, man. Go ahead and explore that shit. But I have not explored. So yeah, if you guys want to explore it, like, go ahead again. Okay. Next, let's go for the AVs. Okay. AVs, same concept. So we have the SNR, the regular A's, AMVs, and we have the breakout AVs. Right? You know, I'm actually tired of talking already. Okay. So we have the regular AVs and the breakout AVs, right? So the regular AVs, they could just look like this. Ta-da! And then suddenly the candle comes, right? Boom. So you know you fucking enter lah. Okay, the end, right? So that same for buy. Buy is the exact same thing. You're going to have to find two candle. Okay, it doesn't matter how many candles it takes to turn that setup into a one line setup, but as long as it arrives in the candle of your direction, you can take it. Okay, next, breakout AVs. So next, when it comes to breakout AVs, there are two types, right? The first type being this guy. Okay, the second type being this one. Does the body? No, actually, no, not at all. I've observed that the HNS the body of the interaction candle, size of anything doesn't matter at all. So everything is consistent when it comes to HNSs and AVs and breakout AVs. Okay, that's a very good question. Thank you for thinking. But I've also thought of that already. I back tested that. I'm like, oh, no, no, it doesn't. There's difference. Everything just works. But for HNSs, AVs, and HNSs and AVs and breakout AVs, the uh the there is something else that matters. There's a reason why you, and will explain that. I'll explain that in a bit. Okay, but everyone should know this setup. Okay, everyone should know this is type one, or I don't know lah. You could I this could be type two, this could be type one, type one, type two. Everything is exactly the same lah. Okay, but yeah, whatever. Okay, so cool. So now, how the fuck do I know to ignore? How the fuck do I ignore setups for one line setup? If there are many one line setups, the answer is take the second one. It's as simple as that. It's so stupid, but it works. Okay. So let's say you are looking for selling. You have one line setup number one. You have one line setup two. You have one line setup three. You're looking to sell. So you have to take the second one. Not the third one, not the first one. There are many setups. If there's one only, take the one. Okay. So you take A, B, or C. B. Correct. Everyone's not stupid today. So let's see the example of that. It happens every week. Every week it happens. But if there's only one setup, if there's only one setup, just take that one. Okay. So are there any one line setups higher than this? Than this one line setup? Is there anyone higher than that? No. So do you take it? Yes. Next. Is there any one line setup higher than this guy here right now? Is there? Look at it closely. No. So do you take it? Yes. Good. Let's see the second example. Happened so many times this week. So many times. There. I hit already lah. Okay. Where is it? And I want it to appear, it doesn't appear. Okay, so this one. Okay, this one. Wait a minute. This one and this one. No matter what, okay, no matter what, you will have to take this guy here. This guy here, if I remember correctly, pushed it down very far and then went up again. But always focus on the second setup. I need to find a proper second setup example. CM30. This one, there's nothing there. Second. All right, cool. Look at this. This is your first one-line setup. This is your second one-line setup. Which one did you take? Second. It happens all the fucking time. It happens all the fucking time. I shit you not. If there's three, he will take the second one as well. I'll show you this one. Where is it? Cool. So this is one line setup. This is another one line setup. It didn't touch on my other broker it touched On my other broker it touched. It clearly touched on my other broker. I'll show you a screenshot later. So in this scenario, you take this one or this one. One or two. Two. It happens all the time. One more in the middle. Where? Maybe this one. No, 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 no. Not that one. Not that one. This one has already been reacted. This one's already been reacted. This one's it. Whatever. This one. This one is in 15. We find more. Right. As for this kind of situation, I will always wait for this guy here. Always. Always. I'll always wait for this guy. I will not take that one. I will not take that one. But over here, uh, hmm, I need to find a good example of it. This week was all that one. Okay. Okay. Another example. One line setup number one. One line setup number two. One line setup number three. Which one did you take? Number two. Can everyone see you took number two? You take the, if the bottom one was less clean or low quality, would you take an above level? You have to make sure that everything is in good quality lah. Okay, you have to make sure the setups that are considered all are good quality. Okay, if not, don't consider it. We count from bottom to the top. Correct. But then if we are buying, we count from top. It should be invalid on the second one. No, 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 no. The doji rule is only applies for gaps. The doji rule only applies for gaps. It doesn't apply for SNR. Okay, cool. All right. Last lesson for, so everyone can see A, B, C. Okay, A, B, and C have to take the B. All right. Next. Oh, I hope that's clear lah. That should be very very easy. Oh, next. Gaps. Last but not least, if you have a what trend line is this? So good. Okay, so if you have this setup, this is your classic AP setup lah. Okay, and then right up there, have a gap. Take it. Take the gap. Take that gap. It's stupid, but it works every single time. It's just a pattern. That pattern repeats itself every single time. Okay, I'll give you an example of it. Mm, yes, sir. Oh, yeah. So this is your SNR. Like gap with the IC. Yes, yes. This is your SNR, right? This one, okay, this one is your SNR, right? And then so it turned into a one line setup. But this guy is up there. Wait for that shit, bro. Wait for that shit. It happens all the time. Let me show you another example. That was the one that I showed you just now. There we go. This one here, there's a gap directly below it. Wait for it. Any SNR. No, 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 no. Only this one. Only this one. How far should the gap be, Max? No, it doesn't. No, no. In this, no, no, this one. No, no, don't worry, don't worry. TL will explain in a bit. Okay, TL will explain in a bit. Don't worry. Okay, just look at this concept. Can you see this concept? This one is only for this setup. Okay, only for this setup. Okay, this one doesn't apply to breakout setups. Okay, doesn't apply to breakout setups. It doesn't apply to, it applies to HNS setup. Okay, but it doesn't apply to breakout setup. Okay, this one can only be used for AV one-line setups or HNS one-line setup. And this shit repeats itself all the time. Okay, but of course, if my style, right, my style, you're going to have to look at it in a range. Find the nearest range. No, only for this one. Only for this one, Ben. Only for this one. Only for this one. Okay. But this doesn't happen all the time. Okay. Most of the time, the gap always needs an IC. But this gap does not need an IC. It usually is just an extension. It's an extension of the one line setup. It's just an extension. Nothing more, nothing less. So when it comes to looking at the market, you're going to have to look at it at the nearest range. Okay. In that range, that is where you look at it. Come, let's see some more shit. Uh, see some more stuff. See, see, see. I want to find you a good example of it. Hello, I didn't touch. Cool. One I setup number one. One I setup number two. Can you see which one it touched? One I setup number one. One I setup number two. Which one did it touch? Ladies and gentlemen. Two. Good. Green candle. Breakout. This one. This is the IC. Can everyone see it? This one and this one. Can everyone see it? Can everyone fucking see it? Please say yes. Please say yes. Please. God. Okay. Cool. So, awesome. Right? So when there's two, just take the second one. Right? Oh, tired. Okay, cool. Next. Over trend lines. Right. So in the event that a one line setup, in an event where, okay, so now I'm done explaining one line setup. So you guys have to fucking brain this shit. for a bit. I'll give you a minute. No, I'll give myself a fucking minute, man. Yes. Yes, I'm gonna. Yes. Oh, oh my God. Mhm. Okay, so far I understand. Or is it a bit too much for you to handle already? Cool. Ah, nothing. Fine. So if you see just a regular setup, okay, fuck it lah, fuck it. Okay. If you see a regular setup, nice gap, hit the gap. That's all. Okay. You see a nice one line setup, and so it's just a regular AV setup. Okay. And you see a gap right above it, pick the gap. Okay. If you see a one line AV setup, a gap above it, pick the gap. Okay. If you see an AV setup, okay, a gap above it, pick the gap. Set up a higher time frame. I don't care about time frames now. I'll teach you later. Yes. Only one. Only okay. Just don't care about HNS. HNS don't give a shit about it yet. Okay. Can you long to the gap then? Can you long to the gap? What do you mean long to the gap? I don't know, bro. That could be that's a good idea. That is a good idea. Top one. Correct. There's two online setup. You're going to observe that. You're going to observe this thing to be repeating all the time. Okay. Let's observe here. You're going to see this a lot. Okay. You're going to. I think this requires a lot of practice. Okay. This requires a lot of practice. Okay. Cool. So let's talk about trend lines. There's two online setup. Let's take a second. If you correct. Okay. Comes to AB fails, but it's just for the gap. Correct. Okay. Now, to me, like if there's like a gap directly above it, I just wait for the gap. Okay, as well. Oh. All right. So that's like deep understanding lah. I think it requires weeks of practice to totally get it. I'll be very honest with you. Like I think like everything else lah. Okay. Cup of tea. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Go ahead. Let me chilling for a bit. Uh, trend lines. Because I'm doing all the talking, bro. 96% charged. For the first time ever, T is charging his iPad. It's fucking crazy. New iPad, good battery. Yes, sir. Uh, all right. We'll continue at 510. Okay. Ash, take over.
Hey T, how is everyone doing?
Hello, hello, sir Ash.
So I'm just dropping a chart in the chat. It will be
Sorry, Ash. I think it's better if you just type, bro. I can't understand, my friend. Oh, oh. Yes, sir. Oh my God. At the circle. Let me see. Entry. Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Yes, I would. because there's literally no other one line setup that I could see that is like near to it. Yes, yes, I would. Oh, coffee break. Ah, later you guys can sleep thinking about trend lines and one line setups. It all started with a gap. Question: price works at the classic, takes 20 pips. Does it make the BO SNR weaker? No, no, no. It's just the same. It resets itself after it breaks up. Shit's weird. Turning the night you out here. Hey, you guys know Messi is in the MLS now? Messi is in the fucking MLS now, and like he scored a free kick goals now. Holy shit, bro! My guy, my guy is 30 something years old and is still scoring good stuff, man. I love the guy. Mbappe, yeah, Mbappe myself. Oh, you guys follow Fabrizio Romano too? Hey, Fabrizio Romano is fun guy, lah. You know. Yes, I'm going back to the UK. Of course I am, bro. The UK is my second home already at this point. I have a whole life over there, bro. Fucking hell. But sometimes I wish I'd moved back to Malaysia. Fabrizio Romano. Yeah, Mbappe is not included in the PSG preseason Japan tour. They say Mbappe is going to Real Madrid. What do you think? Ah, what am I doing in the UK? No, I'm not studying, friend. I'm too old to study. You keen for Gear 5 animation in 2 weeks? Gear 5 animation? Ah, shit, bro. Serious lah. In 2 weeks? In 2 weeks, really? I didn't know that. Oh, wait, okay, it's 5:10 already. Ah, let's go, pieces of shit. Let's go. Let's fucking go. All right, so, uh, oh my god, how do I feel? Ah, this is the hard one. Okay, are you ready for confusion? Three. Okay, uh, welcome to the world of confusion. All right, so, friend, actually, there's several philosophies for trend lines. I'm just going to tell you all, and I'm going to tell my personal philosophy. My teacher, he taught me this: A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. So, first line is the first dot is A, third dot is B, third dot is C. Okay, so clearly this is the first point, the second point, this is the entry point. Okay, before we continue this, I want you to understand that the general rule of pulling trend lines is if and only if a 1 LS isn't there. Okay, so before I discovered the AV one line setup shit, right? I've been using only gaps and trend lines. Okay, but clearly, even though I've achieved crazy consistency with that shit, but there's always something. Okay, and so the thing is, in our final session, I'll explain this further. Okay, but for now, you must always know that only pull a trend line setup if one-line setups are not present within the current area. Okay, cool. So my teacher taught me that this is a B, C. When A, B, and C, AB, when AB and BC are equidistant, right? The top power. Okay, so if AB and BC are equidistant, he calls it low risk. Okay, so when AB, BC is, if AB is, sorry, one is 3 times. Okay, 3 times 1x. Okay, maximum. Okay, 3x maximum. Okay, this one is medium risk. This is what my teacher says. Okay, then this is 3x. This is 1x maximum. This one is high risk. Okay, but I have observed that these two exactly the same. Okay, but if AB and BC are more or less equidistant, very nice. Okay, very, very nice. Understood? Does, does everyone understand? Does it make sense? Does it make sense to you? Cool. Okay, but these guys can be used, but they have a lower win rate. But they are very good. Just take it. If they arrive, just take it. Okay, right? So let's go. You see, the past 2 3 weeks, it's been a one line setup all the fucking way. Okay, I'll be honest with you. It's been one line setup all the fucking way. So it hasn't been very lucrative for trendline users only lah. Okay, like this piece of shit here. Yeah, trendline here. There's no trendline there, bro. There's only a one line setup. It just shits on you like that, man. And come on. Okay, so over here, can someone explain to me why this can be taken? Okay, your knowledge is starting to develop now. Come on, why can this be taken? It's one line setup. Is there any other setup above it that you can see? No. All right, there's only one. So just fucking take it, right? Okay. So only pull trend lines. Okay, only pull trend lines when the one line setups are not around. Okay, when one line setups are not around, that is the time when you can pull trend line. Okay. So basically, people call it, trend lines have a lot of names. Okay, they call it the last resort, they call it a lot of things. Okay, so like over here, I don't see one line setup anywhere over here. Okay, this I don't see a one line setup here at all. So what I do is within this range, I'm going to have to find a trend line. More or less. Good enough. Get it? Get it? Get it? Please say someone gets it. Please, God, please. Please, God. You get it or not? Please. Please. Cool. Right? So if it's not there, and then you pull a line. Okay, more or less. Okay, but if equidistant trend line is not there, just let's say if that point is okay, just take anything that's okay lah. Okay, like it just take anything that's proper. All right. Next, over here. Over here, there's nothing left on the H1 time frame, right? So you go and move to the M30 time frame. Let's see whatever's there. Let's see what's up over there. So over here, I'd say that there's a one line setup here. I take it. There's a one line setup. I don't bother pulling trend lines. Close. Yes. It doesn't matter. For trend lines, it's okay for it to float as long as it doesn't hit your 20 pip myself. Yep. So it is a IC. So just wait for the IC. Okay. Good. Next. Hold on. Yeah. Over here was the news area. So in our final session, we're going to talk about news as well. Okay. We're going to talk about news. There's a news rule. There's a cool down rule. Okay. The news rule and the cool down rule. Wait for the high. Which one? Which one, my friend? This one? Ben? Is it this one? Oh, because this one isn't fresh. Hey, yeah lah. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for correcting me. Thank you for correcting me. Oh my God. Okay, so this one is the resistance. This one is the perfect gap. So you have to wait for the perfect gap. You get it? Because number one, this is number two. Everyone get it? Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Ben, for correcting me. Seb, you are down. Why? The first one that it touches is red, correct? Is it red or is it green? Seb, answer me. Red. Okay, so is it a valid gap? Breakout gaps. Yes. Sorry, I forgot about that. Breakout gaps, correct. Okay, good, good, right? So over here was the news area. And the news area, I ignored it for an hour. So, next. Yeah, yeah. Nothing too special, really. It's just simple setups. Take this guy here, down there. Then nothing much. Nothing much. Nothing much. This one, this one's not good. This one failed, and it's okay. It's okay if it failed. This one, you can cover it up again. There. Okay? So it's fine. Either way, you're going to end your week in a very profitable week forward.
Jadi sampai ke pokok mil ni dah.
Yeah. Oh,
How much?
all right. So that is the end of our fourth session. Oh, now you could backtest the shit out of this and finally find the win rate should increase way more than this win rate because you know what to prioritize. Okay, you should know what to prioritize and you should be able to. Okay, so this one shouldn't work, and if it works, it's not supposed to, and it's okay, right? And FTL, a big float and small float, which one we take? The most equidistant one. Okay, the most equidistant one. The most equidistant one is the best actually. Okay, see for a couple more TL examples. Okay, 1 second. There hasn't been much, but I'll look at it now. Last week I think I've only gotten like 2 trendline setups, but the amount of trend, but don't underestimate this, okay? Because while I was teaching you, we were taking a lot of TL setups, right? We were taking a lot of TL setups. No, while I was teaching you, when week 1 or week 2, there were a lot of TL setups, right? But oh yeah, let me show you this one. I think is it this one? see. One line HNS. Boleh? Yeah. No, but this one is valid because it's below the trend line. I took an SL over here. Over here. Because it good. That's okay. Let's see somewhere. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's see this, right? This is number one. This is number two. Oops. This is number two. So here you're going to have to take the top one. Okay. Next. Let me see. All right. So over here, this area, there was no one line setup, right? So therefore, use your brain and fucking pull a line. Understood? Yes or no? Can you see it? Okay. Because right now I don't have to mark a classic anymore because the classic it comes naturally. You already see it already. Okay. So as much as possible, do this. Okay. Cool. All right. So that is your TL example for you. Okay. So over here, this has now turned into a one-line setup that you can actually profit it. For point A, yes, there is. That I will explain in your final session. Okay. Final session is a long session. It takes like 1.5 hours. It will not be recorded. Okay. So you guys are going to get your coffee and do it together lah. Okay. So that is a point A rule and there's a point B. Okay. But that stuff I will go through in final session. Okay. All right. Well, I'll just tell you the point B A rule, point B rule now lah. If there are two equidistant trend lines, two equidistant trend lines, but the first one has a further first point. So therefore, the one with the further first point has to be given priority. Okay, that's all. So trend lines, you're going to have to fucking look at it, pull a few angles and see which one is okay distance and which one has a further first point. If there are two trend lines and the trend line one, TL1, okay, TLA lah, okay, TLX and Y lah, okay, TLX and TLY, both are equidistant. Both are equidistant. But one of these trend lines this one has a further first point. This one has a closer first point. Further and closer is based on the C. Okay? Take the one with the further first point. But don't take it too far. Okay? Just go within the current range. Okay? Understood? Understood. Okay? Yes. Okay? So that's how you put trend lines. Trend lines are very straight. People think trend lines are too hard, but no, they're not hard. They are very, very straightforward because, yeah, when they only pull trend lines when they are like nothing else but a trend line. Okay, cool. And so this guy from a trend line setup, you got this trend line setup, you can buy again. This one is your TL setup, and this one is your SNR setup. So our way of trading is SNR, TL, multi-time frame, SL from SNR, not entry. Yeah, whatever lah. Okay, if you have balls, you know, you could also take it like that, you know. But like, whatever, I guess. Okay, so well, actually, this isn't the best lah because it closed below, right? But to me, I actually still hold this because this is the lowest. It's the lowest setup that is over there. And so when it comes to the lowest setup, it's okay for you to still leave your SL over there, even though it closed like that. Because the lower setups, if it works, it's going to be a big movement. So risking 20 pips for a huge movement, and that's okay lah. Okay. That one is more of an experience thing lah. Okay. Breaking the people say, but learn the rules like a student and break the rules like an artist. Okay. In this case, it's okay to break the rules because it's the lower setup. The lower setup is always okay for you to break it just a little bit. Okay. So our way of trading is SNR, TL, time frame, and logic. So logic is basically you using your priorities, you using your quality filtering, you using your fucking brain. Okay, you can't just pull SNR trend lines on waves and expect it. Okay, you're going to have to use a bit of experience and a bit of filtering for you to be able to get best possible entry. Okay, all right, cool. That is all for today.